Guys, I'd like to welcome you to Alton Elementary tonight. To start off with, if your children are here, we are going to take them outside with some of our title teachers and some other helpers. Kids, if you want to, go on out the door. If you're still eating, go ahead and take that out to the benches out there.
You guys want to go on out to the playground?
Do they want to play, Holly?
Are you taping this?
All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Just to kind of give you an overview of what's going to happen. We are going to go over some general information tonight in here, some general stuff. And then after that, we're going to break out to your child's classroom. And we're going to do a couple of 15-minute segments to go over just classroom ways to help your child in their classroom, things that our teachers offer, ways to communicate with them, different things like that. One thing we kind of need to set a little bit of ground rules. This is not the same as a parent-teacher night where you're going to talk about your individual child. This is a little bit different, and you'll see as we get going, but this is just a way that we're going to show you some of the programs that we offer. One of the biggest things when we get to it is some of the reading programs, the online stuff that we offer that you can access at home, and ways to help your child learn. Our goal here at Alton Elementary is to provide your child the best education we can. And the best way we can do that is work with you guys. And the more you help us, the better able we are to educate your kids. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Just welcome again. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate all the work that you do with your kids. Believe us when we say that we enjoy your kids and we really want to provide a quality education for you, or for your kid. I'd like to start out just a little bit and talk about why we push attendance so much. There's all kinds of research out there, and a lot of you send your kids every day, and we appreciate them. But there's a lot of kids here at school that miss a whole lot. If you just miss 2 days a month, the chances that your kid will not achieve where they should be at is way high. Just 2 days a month. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but it really, really makes a difference whether or not your child attends school regularly. We know that they're going to be sick at times, and we don't want you to send them sick. But if there is times that you had one today tell me he's getting an Xbox tomorrow and he wants to stay home and play. You know, let him play after that, after school. Send them as much as you possibly can. It just makes a huge difference when your child is here at school and is here all the time. The second thing that we'd like to go over, our 5th and 6th grade students, all the schools offers a whole lot of activities as the students get older. Starting in the 5th and 6th grade, and this is not for all of you, but it is for a few of you. Starting in the 5th and 6th grade, we, at the end of the day, have what's called an activity hour. Here at Alton Elementary for 5th and 6th graders, we offer band, choir, athletics. We'll go over that in just a second. They offer, well, not offer, but they practice baseball, basketball, and this year we're going to do some track because our school started track, and Beta Club, which are some things that qualifications they have to meet to join Beta Club, but if they do, then it's a really good club to join. Our activities hour, we offer those things, but the main thing that we want you to know, in order for them to participate in those areas, we expect their work to be finished, and not only just finished, but, you know, they need to be trying and get their work done before they go to activities hours. So if you guys ever, your kid comes home and says they won't let me go, chances are it's because they haven't done something or they just scribbled it down and got through that. So we just wanted to try to relay some of these things that we've had problems with, so we nip some of it in the bud. So that's our activities hour. The next thing is visiting the school, and you guys are welcome to visit the school. I think we got a bad rap when we put the locked doors and all that in a couple years ago. That is totally for the safety of your kids. And it's not to lock you guys out. It's not to hide what we're doing or anything like that. You guys are welcome, and we're going to try to do a better job of making some time for you guys to get into the school in the future. We got a grandparent lunch day coming up. We're going to also do that for parents. Have a day where you can come and eat lunch with your students. We have had some people that have requested that, and we're going to try to do a better job of getting you guys involved. And tonight is one of those things that we're trying to do. If you want to visit your teacher, your child's teacher, or me, or someone here at school, please contact us and set up an appointment. Your teacher only has a very few minutes in a day that they're available without their students. So we need to know in advance so that you don't just show up and we can't pull them out from their students. Just contact us and we'll be glad to set up a meeting. Maybe a day or two later, but we'll be glad to set up a meeting and go from there. The locked doors is not, again, to keep you out, but it's sad to say that there are a lot of people. All of us teachers had to go through a background check to become a teacher. We can't do that with every adult that comes in the building, and it's sad to say in these days that I don't want my kids around people that can't pass a background check, and we just can't do that. So that's all for the safety of your children. Miss Leslie, she's going to go over a little bit about how to bring medicine to school and different things that Miss Leslie, our nurse, has to offer.
Okay, I just have a couple things about sending medication to school. It's best if you can actually bring it in person. That would be my ideal situation. But I know that it's really hard for those of you who have to be at work early to get here and have to take off time from work. So what I ask is, if you are going to send any type, whether it's over the counter or prescription medication with your student, that you call me and let me know. Otherwise, they may forget it in their bag, or they may pull out a note, and I don't know what time they've last had it, or they don't have a note at all, and they just bring a bottle that may not even have a label on it to me. I cannot give any sort of medication without the okay from you and without the instructions on the bottle. So please make sure you're doing that. Also, as far as meds go, please do not send meds that have not been started to school. The first dose needs to be started at home over the weekend so that you can monitor them. I will not start medications that have not been given at school the first time. My second thing, and you kind of touched on a little bit when they're sick. 3 important things. If they are throwing up through the night or even in the morning, do not send them to school, because they will come straight to my office because they've thrown up on the bus, or they will throw up in class as soon as they get there, and that causes a big mess for everyone, and then you have to be called to come in. It's uncomfortable for the children, so let's not do that. If they are having a lot of diarrhea issues, don't send them to school. So chances are that's going to happen at school, and I'm going to have to call you anyway. Fevers. They are supposed to be fever-free for 24 hours without medication. Not 24 hours with medication. 24 hours from the last time you gave medication is when they can come back to school, as long as they don't have a fever. And my last thing is head lice. I'm getting ready to start those checks, and I do monthly checks. If your student has head lice, and you have taken care of it at home, please just give me a call to let me know. Please don't be embarrassed at all because it happens to everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. Let me know if you have a family member or know of another child who has head lice. Call me and let me know so I can do a sweep of that grade and make sure that it doesn't get spread. We have a no-net policy. It doesn't have to be a live bug. If I find one egg, I have to send them home. You will have to bring them back when you think you've got it clean out. I will check them again. If I'm satisfied that you've done a good job, then they'll get to stay. If not, I'll have to send them back home. So you guys as parents can kind of stay ahead of that, checking your kids' heads once a week, because I only have time to do it once a month, and even then I don't have much time to do it, because I have 350 heads to check. So if you guys could try to keep up with that too, that would be great. And if you guys ever have any questions about anything at all, feel free to call the school and just ask for me, and Teresa will put you right there.
All right, after that, no advice. Go on. I'd like to bring your attention, hopefully you guys grabbed these, but we made out, Miss Tanya Willard over here, made out several tip sheets, how to help your students math, how to help them with their, I think, spelling words, reading, all the different stuff. Grab some of those before you leave, because some of those are really helpful and they got some real good information on them. And also, I'd like to go back just a little bit and talk about attendance. We do a whole lot of attendance incentives because we do feel that it's so important for your kid to get here. And Ms. Willard has worked really hard on some of those, and they do get rewarded for being here. So if you hear any of that at home, you might thank Ms. Willard because she works really hard on that. And it is, if you don't get anything else out of the night, attendance is very important. If you want your child to achieve at the highest possible level that they can, attendance is very important. The next area that we'd like to talk about is communication just a little bit. First of all, we are experiencing a little bit, or experimenting with our Facebook, elementary Facebook page. Look up Alton Elementary, like it, and then we are trying to put something on every day. We put announcements on. We're taking some pictures of some classroom projects and some kids doing some things. We've had really good feedback. I think it's going to be a good thing. So if you're interested in that, that's one way that we're going to try to do a better job of communicating with you. So try that out and see if you like it. And if so, then you watch it every day, because it'll be something will be posted on there each day. The second area is School Reach. That is our automated telephone system. Every one of you guys hopefully have a telephone number in there. We can set that up to call a different grade level or the whole group or whatever. The main thing that I'd like to say on that is, please, if your phone number changes, please let us know so that we can update that in the system. And one thing I'd like to say about that also is if your child does miss, it's going to call you. And I know most of you on elementary students know that your child misses, but as they get older in the high school level, that can be a really good thing, because you send them off to school in their truck and they don't go, that's, at least you'll know. So that's for your benefit, that you know that we know they're not there. So that's what that is. Going back, I think I missed something on my last slide, transportation. Just a couple things on that. If you move, please let us know. Please don't tell us I moved into grandma's house or something like that. Please give us an address that we know where it's at. And you'll probably talk to a guy named Jerry Granger. He's our transportation director, and we'll get a bus to your student. And the other issue with the bus, with the transportation, if your child rides the bus normally, and then he's going to spend the night with one of his friends, we have to have a note before they can get on the bus. So either send a note with them, or call Miss Teresa during the day and make sure that we have note, because we try very hard not to let them go, because we have kids every day that come and say, I want to go home with Joe, and parents don't know. So we need a note or a phone call from you on the transportation. Going back to communication, the other avenue that we had to communicate with you is our own website. And I'll be honest with you, this is a hard place to keep updated because things change all the time. But we're trying to keep it updated. This is where you will find teacher emails. I don't think we put up a phone number, but teacher emails, you can call them at school, contact them through that way. And this is also where you find what's called the parent portal, and Miss Holly Reese is going to talk about that, where you can continually check on your students' grades and how they're doing in their classes. On this website, you can also find announcements and menus and teacher directories. There's a lot of information on this website. Anybody have a song?
Okay, many of you probably already have access to the parent portal in our student records program that we have is called Time Assist. And you have the opportunity to provide the school with your email address, and you will have access to most of your students' information. Now, if you have a preschool through third grader, we do standards-based grading, and that's a little bit different. So you will not be able to see your child's grades online because we use a different grading system. The system just won't allow us. We're not trying to keep you from it. It just won't allow us to let you view it. And if you have a student in 4th through 6th grade, you can check their grades at any time. You don't have to contact the teacher. You can log in, pull up their grade book. Now, keep this in mind as well, though. The teachers will update their grade books about every 2 weeks. So if your child takes a test on Monday, it might not be entered that same day or even that next day. The teachers have to have time to grade them, and then they have to enter them in the system. I'll show you some. So some of the things that you can see, I have this test student pulled up. This is the grade book, and you can see that this test student, Mrs. Reeves, this test student is in your class, by the way. You would just click on grade book, and you would see any of the assignments in there, and you would see your child's grade as of that moment. It's live data, so as soon as the teacher puts the grade in, it updates it. You can check your child's attendance at any time. I think I entered an attendance. Yeah, I entered an absence today, so you can see it shows August 27th, that this student was absent every day. It will show the percentage, it will show you, I know you probably can't see that on there, but it shows you the days and the hours that they've missed. So if you see a problem, you can call in and say, hey, my child didn't miss this day. If you click the discipline tab, you can see any discipline that your child might have. This will not be classroom discipline, so if your child got time out, you're not going to see it up here. It's if your child got sent to Dr. Benson, then it will be posted up here. So you can see that this child gives you very brief information, the date, this was bus misconduct, the action, the child was given a warning, and it took place in the school bus. So you can check that for discipline. You have the grades tab like we talked about. And I hadn't entered any grades, so there's nothing there. Meals, you can check that as well. If your child tells you your child's eating at home for breakfast and you're saying, which this has happened to my own, and you say, don't eat breakfast at school again, you can check it on here. And you see this person doesn't have any doesn't have a bill, but you can see whether they've eaten lunch, breakfast. You can pay your child's lunch bill online through this. It connects you through PayPal, and it gives you, you have to pay a little bit of a service charge, it's like $1 something. But it's a nice way to not have to send the money with your child. You can just go online and pay with a debit card or a credit card. And I think that's pretty much it. If you want access to this, you can go on the school website that we just showed you, and there is a permission form. You sign it, let us know that you're authorizing us to use your email address. We'll put the email address in the system. It will then email you back and give you your username and password. Okay? And that's all I have on Parent Portal.
If you're not already using that and you'd like, just contact us and we'll get you the information and go from there. It's a really good way to keep up with your students. Next area we'd like to talk about real quickly is if your child needs help with their homework, we offer several ways that we can help. First of all, tutoring. If you think your child needs a tutor, talk with their teacher. You guys together decide whether or not that student would benefit from a tutor. And then she will contact one of our teachers that is in charge of the tutor program, and we will do our very best to find someone to tutor your child, one of our teachers. It's a good program, and some students really, really benefit from that. So don't be afraid to ask. Just talk with your teacher and see if they would benefit. We prefer a little bit older. We don't want it to be a babysitting time, but you know, we do want you to ask for help if the student needs it. The second area is after-school study hall. We are beginning this year an after-school study hall program that will begin the Tuesday after Labor Day, and it'll be every Tuesday and Thursday. We will have a teacher here, and we will announce what room for third grade and up, all the way through the high school age. From 3:30 to 5, there will be a teacher stay and offer a study hall. This is a little bit different than the tutor program. All we ask is a note from you saying my student should stay for study hall. This is not, there'll be a different teacher in there every time, so it's not just one teacher one-on-one with your student. There may be 10 students in there that day. This is more for instance, if your child does not have internet access at home, but they're needing to look up some research for a project, this is a time that they will be able to stay here at school and access the internet here at school, or type the paper or whatever it is that they're needing to do. There will be a teacher, or actually a couple of teachers with their child, so that they can get some help, but it's not going to be the same teacher every time. But this will be a good opportunity if your students would like to stay and need some extra help. Be 3:30 to 5 every Tuesday and Thursday through after Labor Day through April. So that'd be a good thing to take advantage of. The next area is Title I. Ms. Holly's going to speak just a second on that.
Yeah, I won't talk long on Title I. If any of your kids come home and they talk about having Title I with Mrs. Aller or Mrs. Warren or Mrs. Holzapfel or Mrs. Johnson, those are our Title I teachers, and we are considered school-wide Title I, which means that all of our students are served with Title I programs. So what those teachers will do is they might pull them out in a small reading group, or they might be in the classroom and assist the teacher with programs and co-teaching. So I just wanted to make you aware of that program. We also receive money from the federal government with Title I. Most schools in this state receive this, and we can use it to buy supplies for the students, resources for the teachers. It's just a really great program, and just wanted to let you guys know about it.
one of the areas we use some of the money for is to reduce the number of students per teacher with that, so that's also a benefit of Title I. The next area is special education. I'm not going to say a whole lot about this. The main thing that we run into sometimes, you can't just put your student into a special education program. They have to meet certain qualifications, have to be tested. There's qualifications that they have to meet before we can serve them in a special education program. So, we do everything we can to serve our students, but sometimes if they don't meet those qualifications, we can't place them in a certain place like that. So, next slide, and this is really one of the main reasons that we wanted to talk tonight. We offer a lot of different reading programs that are really, we feel like are really good and can be beneficial to your students. And you can access these at home. And I don't know, we don't have a whole lot of people taking advantage of it, so we wanted to put it out there that what these are. And we're going to have a couple, 2 or 3 ladies come up and talk about certain programs. The first one's called Reading Plus, and Miss Karen Alexander is going to talk just a minute about that.
First of all, I'm going to step you through how to log on at home if your child would like to work on this at home. Site code, you only have to put the site code in for one time, and it's Alton College. Then you'll get to the student login, and if your child is in 5th or 6th grade, I have sent home a parent letter that has all their login information on it. If you didn't receive that, let me know and I'll be happy to get that information to you. There's 3 main components to Reading Plus. C-Reader is the first component that they read a story, and then they have to take various comprehension questions, and the types and styles of the questions align with the types of stuff they'll see on the standardized testing, so it's really good practice. Then the read around is a segment that's vocabulary building, so they'll be presented with new words. They'll have to define the word, they'll have to use the word, and that kind of stuff. And then iBalance is a tracking program that builds reading fluency and reading the speed at which a child can read and comprehend. I'm not sure how 4th grade has it set up yet because they're just now starting it. But 5th and 6th grade, every child has 5 C-Reader lessons, 4 read-around lessons, and 2 iBalance lessons. Their lessons only count if there appears a white check mark in the box, as you can see. And the white check mark shows that they have read the story or the vocabulary word or the activity for the iBalance and received 80% or above of a score on that particular lesson.